Hello everyone and welcome to another stream of Hugo's Desk. So, very happy to be here today. Sorry, I just realized that I am on the wrong, apologies for that. I forgot to press rec over there, that's important. So welcome everyone, thank you so much for being here. I can see some familiar faces. I am streaming simultaneously on YouTube and on Twitch. Hopefully this time it doesn't get any delay. I know last time there was a few problems with the audio and I saw the recording afterwards and I noticed that there is a huge delay on the audio by the end of the stream. So something happened on YouTube at the time. I don't know exactly what happened. It was a bit peculiar. What happened, it's never happened to me before. For years and years that I've been streaming on YouTube, and I've never had such situations. If you watch the video, the VOD, it just progressively gets more and more and more and more behind. And so it's so weird. It's like at some point at the end, it's like 4 seconds off. But yeah, today we are here for some more Showreel reviews. As you know, we're doing this every week, and so we'll be back next week as well. But it's so funny because I at the time before, like, I used to book the Showreel reviews. I used to put a link for people to book, and then people would have to confirm the booking, and then I would only do the review if the person would show up. If the person wouldn't show up, I wouldn't do the review. And so a lot of times we had these times where no one showed up, and so I didn't do a review, or I had to cancel the stream, or the stream only had one Showreel or something. And so I figured to me, well, I'll stop doing the booking and we'll see what happens. And now I am absolutely inundated with Showreels. It's incredible. I've got 12 Showreels for today, which is not going to happen at all. I know I'm not going to do 12. That's way too much. But people are hammering the link and just uploading Showreels. I don't know what happened. It is the first time ever that I've reached two digits with Showreels for one single session. So this has never happened before. So thank you so much for all the love and kindness and support of doing the stream and wanting to be reviewed. Thank you so much for that. But I know myself, and I know I will probably end up doing 3, maybe 4 if I'm lucky. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you. I can't thank people enough for them to actually support the stream like this. Thank you so much. And talking about the support of the stream, don't forget that I am doing a giveaway during the stream. I'm actually streaming simultaneously on Twitch and on YouTube. So usually the YouTube chat is a bit more lively, just so you know. So there's usually more people watching on YouTube, and there's more people chatting on YouTube. But I always do the live stream on Twitch as well, because I know some people really prefer to watch it on Twitch, so that's why I do that. That's the link there. And of course, as always, I couldn't do this stream without the help and support of BenQ. They are the sponsors, as you can see in my shirt here. They are the sponsors of this stream. Thank you so much for all the help and support over the years. They've been amazing to this channel. They've been supporting me on the ups and downs of the channel, and they've always been there for me. So thank you so much to the entire team at BenQ. Special thanks to the entire team in BenQ Europe as well. Of course, special Vincent. Thank you so much for all the help you provide almost in the weekly basis to this channel. So with that in mind, I'm going to play a BenQ commercial since they are the sponsor of this stream. It's a really short commercial, don't worry. I'll be back real soon, okay? And once again, thank you so much, BenQ, for supporting the stream for so long now. And it's really, really, I'm really grateful to that. So yeah, we have a lot of showreels today, so I'm not gonna waste a lot of time. Just so you know, the link is on the description on the video. So if you want to upload, not that I want more showreels to be uploaded, but I already have 12. But as you know, there are we're gonna be having more days as well. So these are the days we have at the moment. Apologies for that. I'm always a bit under the weather. I see. Those are the dates we have at the moment. As you can see. Oh, I can see. Man, this is not going very smoothly, is it? I can see that the camera is off, so it's supposed to be that one. Sorry. Now I'm here. So yeah, the dates today is the 31st of March, and then we have 7 April. Now, because this was all a big experiment for me, like I wasn't really entirely sure if this is going to work or not without the booking. It is a huge success, so I'm going to continue. So that means that I will provide more dates. So that means we'll have also on the 14th of April as well. We'll also have on the 21st of April and the 28th of April as well. So I'll continue doing it every week all the way up to May. So by then, I won't be able to do it because by then I'll be at FMX. And so if you are at FMX, do let me know because I will be there this year once again. I think it's like my 10th time at FMX. Probably. I'm not entirely sure. It probably is. I'm not entirely sure. But it probably is. So FMX is in Stuttgart in Germany, and it will be from the 5th to the 7th. And I'll be there. I'll be there. Let me just... sorry, I should have prepared this before. So I'm here somewhere. Where am I? I will be there. I'll be there with Ian doing some presentations. Well, might as well just go to G, and I'll probably be here. Yeah, here you go. The funny guy, the clown. Here he is. And I'll be doing 3 presentations, although you can only see 2 here. So I'll be doing the VFX Notes podcast live with Ian over there with the audience, with the live audience. And I'll also be doing a Nuke 17 production masterclass. There's also going to be a third thing here, which is a keynote for the Foundry, which is not here yet. So I'll be doing 3 things while I'm there. If you're in Germany or if you're in Stuttgart, just please, please just keep that in mind. I'm getting a huge message on Twitch. I'm just like, sorry, I was distracted because of that. Okay, so there's a showreel that has an NDA problem. Okay. And did I already? Sorry, VFX Mentor. Have I already reviewed this, or am I going to do the review yet? So let me know if I've already done it, or if I need to go back and cut it or something. So let me know on the chat. And I always advise everyone, if they have NDAs on their show reels, please do not send it to the show. Anyway, before I forget, so the big thing for me really for FMX this year is the Foundry podcast, the Foundry masterclass, but also we are going to be doing something brand new at FMX. We're going to be doing a live episode of the VFX Notes podcast, and it's going to be, well, live at FMX. It won't be live on YouTube, live on FMX. We're going to have a live audience, and me and Ian are going to do something very controversial. We're going to try to decide what is the best visual effects shot in history. And we're going to be joined by the audience. We're going to see where we go. I have no idea which shot will be selected. We'll have a poll as well during the show. And yeah, so I hope that we can reach something that everyone loves. I'm sure it's going to be controversial for sure. And it always is. Yeah, so another thing I wanted to mention as well, and this is very dear and important to me as well, is that right now the BenQ Creative Pro contest is on. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have clicked there. And so if you want to be part of that, I'm going to put the link here on the chats, on both chats. Okay, so VFX Mentor is saying it's not... No, it's up in a second. Well, I'm not sure if it will be up in a second. You told me it was Tanja R. When is that? Where is that one? Ubbe. These are all the showreels I have, by the way, so you guys can see. I don't see any name here with that name. Is it this one? I'm not sure. You need to like be more. Yeah, maybe it's this T Ramya. So Tatiana, maybe it's this one, the Tatiana showreel. It could be. That's the second one I have. You guys are gonna have to like be more specific exactly what I can't show. So yeah, what I would advise you would be to upload a new one. I want to make sure I don't show anything I can't show. So because I'm not gonna cut this showreel, the stream later on. So please just go ahead and upload the correct version without these NDA sections, and then I'll do that. Okay, so going back to this thing, sorry guys, I'm being distracted by this chat on Twitch about the showreel. So I must say, please in the future, if you have NDAs on your showreels, please do not send it to me because I don't want to put anyone in trouble. Okay, I don't want to have anyone have troubles because of me. Going back to this, the BenQ Creative Pro contest is really cool because you have 3 prizes. You actually can get 3 monitors. Both first prize, second prize, and third prize will get a monitor. It's just that the first prize will get a monitor plus an Ergo arm and a screen bar halo. The second one gets the Ergo arm, and then the third prize gets the monitor. So all prizes are amazing. And so the only thing you need to do is you need to create basically a design that has BenQ involved. Well, the whole thing is in here. There's some examples as well. And basically, the entire idea is to create an image or a short animation with your setup with at least 3 BenQ products. So those are some of the examples that they do. You can't send AI images. It has to be an actual image that you've created, an actual piece of art that you've made. It's not acceptable to send AI, as it says on the rules. And right now, it is available to... I'll be one of the judges. Me, Martin, and Namja will be the judges of the entries. It's until the end of the month. And I believe if I go here... Yeah. It is available for people in Germany, Austria. I'm going to just make this a bit bigger. Germany, Austria, United Kingdom, France, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, and Ireland. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 countries. So these are all the eligible countries to be in the stream. In the contest. So just go there to that link. I've posted on the chats, on both chats, and be part of this. I can't wait to see your design. Please send your design. Send the cool stuff that you want. The prizes are really cool. A monitor, a BenQ monitor, is really worth at least £1,000. So keep that in mind. I think this is actually a really nice thing to be part of, and it's my second context that I do. Hopefully the winner can then join the stream as I did in the past. I would love to talk to the people in there. So yeah, and I do of course I can't apologize because it's not my responsibility, but I am sorry that people from other countries can't. I'm not sure why BenQ has done that, why there's only these countries available. Maybe it's a legal thing. Maybe it's... I don't know. This is BenQ Europe. It might just be that they can only do the European continent. I'm not sure. So I can ask them, but it is a shame that it's not worldwide. But I know that other BenQ, they also do that. They also have other contests. So maybe check out their websites, their individual websites. That could work as well. And this goes without saying that BenQ, if I am a brand ambassador, I'm a BenQ ambassador. So if you are interested in buying a BenQ monitor, you can contact me. You can contact me on social media or by email if you have my email. And I can give you a discount, you know. I can give you like a special discount, a special 10% discount that only ambassadors can send to people. So just contact me if you are interested. Anyway, that is it really for me. I think we'll talk about the giveaway later, and also we can also mention the giveaways for my Nuke course. My Nuke course, of course, is currently 75% off. This is the cheapest this course has ever been. So if you're interested in joining my Nuke course, my Nuke course is a work in progress. It keeps evolving and having more classes. I'm creating new classes now for Nuke 17 for the course, which will be available soon. They will include Copycat and they will include the 3D system as well. And actually the new classes are dropping right at the end of the month because I'm preparing all these classes for the FMX presentation, so I'm creating the classes, the bigger classes, with those topics in mind. So yeah, have a look at my course as well. Both of the courses are 70% off, 75% off. This is the biggest discount that I've ever done. And yeah, you can read the reviews. They're there on the website as well. There's a lot of people that are really happy with the course. I have over 3,000 students, and they are all usually generally very happy. No one is ever happy, but generally people are happy. And yeah, I'm sorry that you're from Macedonia. You can't compete. Macedonia is great, man. I loved going to Macedonia. I've been there before. It was before COVID. I went to the festival there, to the 3D festival. I can't remember off the top of my head the name of the festival now. There's so many festivals in my life that I always forget and I mix the names. So I don't want to butcher the name if I can avoid it. Anyway, let's just start the reviews. So the reviews will be in, like I said, they are first come, first serve. So right now, the ones that I do have, is these ones. This is the order of entry. As you can see, it's very close, the timings. But I will start with Ubbe. Ubbe, I think it's called Ubbe. I'll start with them, and then after that Tatiana, and then after that Gonzalo. Hopefully I can still get to Alexander. Now, there's no way I'm going to do all of these, but don't worry, I'm doing this every week. So next week we'll continue where we left off. Now, don't forget that if you want, you can join the stream. You can join the showreel, but you don't have to. I'm not doing any bookings anymore. I'm not forcing anyone to be there anymore. So I will start with Ubbe. If they are here, they can join me. If they're not here, I'll just do it by myself. Don't worry about it. It's not a problem. So this is my question to everyone now. Is Ubbe, Ubbe or Ubbe? I'm not sure how I pronounce it, but I'll write it. Is Ubbe here? So I'll just write it here, and then people can say to me if they are here or not. So if they are, I can join them. But in the meantime, let's just watch the showreel. Also, first in this stream, I am now going to play the showreels with music. Good news was that last week I was not demonetized, and I was not flagged by copyright. So all showreels at the time were copyright free, which was great. So I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to blur any images, didn't have to mute anything. But if I do get a copyright strike, I will mute the showreel VOD, like the VOD later on. So, but let's just watch the showreel with the sound as it should be listened to, and then we can take it from there. So this is the first showreel of the day. Let's watch it with sound. I'm not gonna put myself on the corner by mistake. So let's just watch it, and I'll be right back. It's only a minute and something. Okay, that was cool. That was short. They didn't reply, so if they didn't reply, I'm just gonna do the showreel by myself, and review it. This will be a first time. I've never done. I'm nervous now. I never done a showreel review by myself. But let's just do it. This is the first time ever I'm gonna do it. But the sound was very low, but it doesn't really matter. I didn't change anything. I just left the sound as it was. So yeah. So there's about, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots on this showreel, which is a good amount. Now this is a compositing showreel, so if I look at it, it is as much as I understand why they started with again, if anyone knows if Ubbe is the way I should pronounce it, please correct me, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if it is. Yeah, I will continue to say Ubbe, and if I have mispronounced your name, I am so sorry for that. I'm Portuguese, so I don't know exactly what. I don't know where you're from, so I have no idea as well. So as much as I have the link here, so I could do that. Let's just do that real quick, at least so we can check out where you're from. Since you're not here. So let's see here. So this is from Belgium. Okay. So you're from Bruges. Look at that. That's cool. So it's probably Ubbe. I'm assuming it's like Ubbe. So thank you so much for sending it over. So I'm gonna connect with you, and then maybe we can talk in later. So connect. Did it connect? Yeah. Okay. Oh, it doesn't connect. Okay, that's weird. Why can't I? Okay. I guess I can't connect. Connect? Oh man, LinkedIn is getting worse, isn't it? So I can see you're from Bruges. Bruges is great. Okay, so okay, cool. So you can have you have your showreel here as well, and you are currently a 3D generalist. I can see here, and you did a bachelor's degree in digital arts and entertainment. Cool, excellent. Okay, so let's go back to the showreel. So as I was saying, this is a compositing showreel, and so I would say that starting with a CG shot is always a bit tricky, because compositing, usually you are after compositing types of skills, and CG is not going to be something you are going to make as a junior right away. So some of the other shots you have here are actually better for showing your skill set, Now, this one is from Action VFX, so it's a very well-known plate. I don't know the other ones. I don't know this shot. I'm assuming this is your own shot. That's, again, me assuming. I've never done a showreel by myself, so please keep in mind that I'm just assuming things. And this shot also, I'm assuming it's your own shot as well, and this one as well, I'm assuming. Or maybe it's a production shot. It could be a production shot. They do look nice. This one also looks really nice. So I think... I would say from general point of view, the showreel, this one is the one that needs more work. There's a bunch of things that need to be done here for it to be finished. And also, I would say that this one needs also some work. And then the rest kind of looks good to me, and I think it's in a good place. Let's start with the first one. So, starting with the first one, I think on this shot here, I'm not entirely sure if you've done the whole thing. Again, it doesn't really say that. Well, it does say CG environment. I'm assuming you did the CG as well. That's what I'm assuming here. So I feel like I like some breakup and detail. This rock looks very flat to me. I feel like it almost looks like a 2D image. And also I think the depth of field is a bit exaggerated because it's cut away. So you need to kind of fix a way where the defocusing is happening with the depth of field, but it needs to continue. It can't have a cut edge. So this is most likely your depth pass being cut. So you most likely have to render out just a foreground CG so you can comp it and then blur it, because you need to have what's behind it, what we call the occlusion. And so in that case, I think you're missing the proper depth of field defocusing, basically merging that happens when something gets defocused. We should be seeing a complete ramp blur. We should be seeing this completely doing a fall off, and we should be seeing what's behind. It shouldn't be cut away like that. So this is problem number one. Problem number two as well is I think it's a little bit too dirty. I think you've went too far with the flares and the dust in the air. There's no dust in the moon. I'm assuming this is a moon. Or if it's not a moon, it's a meteorite of some kind or something like that. I think it's a bit grimy and a bit dusty and a bit dirty. You also have some flickering happening on these stones here, on these pieces of rock that you have here. And I also think that the lighting of the scene should be a bit more intense, since this is sunlight coming in. You have a little bit of an overexposure going on the planet. And I do think that it should also, if it's overexposed on the planet, it should be overexposed on these rocks here as well, and on these rocks. And again, this cutaway is really annoying. And also on this rock as well. So it is... There's discrepancy in lighting where you don't have the same lighting intention on all the plates. So you kind of want to look into that. There's more stuff here. Michael is saying a few things on the chat as well. So they're saying motion blur too weak on the ship. Sun in front of camera, but shadows on the planet on the moon look like the sun is behind the camera. That's a good point. Yeah, the motion blur, I agree with Michael. I think it's way too weak. It needs to be quite more blurred and more directional, since it is moving forward, and so you should be seeing streaks on the motion blur. The light wrap also is missing the far landscape on the left. That is also correct. I was going to say that as well. There is not enough light wrapping happening between all the elements as well. And the shadow on the landscapes, asteroids, and moon mismatch in direction. In space distance, space distance is so vast, so it should be little difference on planetary scale, orbit, planet, moon. All of those are really valid points. And that's why I mentioned that this shot... together with the burning house were the two shots that needed more work, because I just feel that they require some more. They basically require some more love. They require some more, like some more TLC. You need to go deeper into them. Maybe perhaps look at more references. Maybe see if you can find. More shots from films or from NASA, and see if you can get some inspiration to get the lighting right. I think I would go for that. So that's that shot. I don't believe you should be starting your showreel with this shot, by the way. So, yeah. Yeah, it is glittering. Yeah, I was mentioning that, Mikhail, that it is flickering a lot. I'm assuming it's because of those samples, yes. There's flickering a lot on the asteroid on the front there, this asteroid, and also on the bottom, like you said, there's a lot of flickering going on here, which is a bit strange, because it looks like there's some minerals or some diamonds on the surface of this rock or something, which is a bit peculiar. Okay, so next up, this shot here. So this is the the very famous action VFX shot. I think you did a good job with the key. Very, very windy shot with the key. Showcases good skill in terms of keying. I think you did a good job with the wind and everything. Just gonna go and wait for it to move. You see, that's quite nice, I think. Now, the problem that is happening right now is because the sky is moving so little, and I know it shouldn't move much. Because it's moving so little, it looks like the car is static. It looks like it doesn't hardly move. I would recommend more speed into the shot to make it look more dangerous. This would be a comment that probably directors would do. I would recommend for the reflection to go faster, for the trees on the back to go faster, and this is easily achieved by replacing that stuff. If you can't replace it, then anything you can do to make it look like it's going faster. Maybe some particles flying through, maybe some sparks flying through, maybe some debris, some atmosphere flying through, anything that can make some speed into this thing. Because we see all this wind on her hair, but then the car looks like it's static. It looks very, very, very not moving. Now, the muzzle flash also has a few problems. If you look at the muzzle flash, well, first of all, it doesn't look very realistic or attached. You see, the muzzle flash is semi-transparent and is actually not attached to the gun. It doesn't look like it's actually coming from the gun. Usually when you see a muzzle flash, you also see something coming out of the barrel. So you're missing the inner explosion of the bullet coming through, basically the fiery debris coming out of the gun. You're missing that. You only have the muzzle flash itself, and it's semi-transparent. So I would recommend you to try to get some elements that look like bullets coming out of the gun, and they need to be behind the muzzle flash so that you see more thickness inside what's coming out of the gun. Also, there's discrepancy between brightness. So this is bright, but then it's not as bright on the reflection. So on the reflection, you need to keep it bright because this is the brightest thing in the shot. And so it should still regain the brightness in the reflection as well. You did a good job with putting it into the reflection and actually merging it and giving it the same displacement surface that you have on the reflection, but it is not correct the way that it's actually showing up on the reflection because it lacks light. And yeah, and you see here, this frame is really where you see the problem. It's not really coming from the barrel. You need, I don't know, I'm now with AI, you never know, but gun muzzle, it's always muzzle flash reel. I can put real, but hey, it's always going to be not real, right? Because there's so much AI now on everywhere that it's so hard to find realistic things. It's so hard to find the actual a real reference of something actually happening. Man, it's so hard. God damn it! There's so much AI and so much compositing going on here. I just needed to find what comes out of the bullet of the gun, and now I just see a bunch of bullshit. Where is it? Oh my god. Yeah, but maybe this is a good thing. You see, we need to see all this debris coming out of it, and not as much. This is almost like a shotgun, but you need to see something. Something needs to come out of the barrel of the gun. It can't just be the flash itself. Yeah, I can't really find a real one now. I don't think any of them, maybe these ones are good enough for you to see. Of course, this is a different type of gun. It's a machine gun. But I think you know what I mean. Well, once you talk to me and see this review, it's just missing the connection to the muzzle flash. Yeah. So this is Action VFX, I'm assuming. Yes, you're right, Andrew. I think this is Action VFX. I believe Action VFX has those kind of things, doesn't it? Like, I think so. I haven't looked. Muzzle flash. I think they have those elements as well. So I haven't looked in a long time what they have, but I'm assuming they would have muzzle flashes of some kind. Yeah, I know. You're always having a promotion. Guns. Yeah, so, yeah, they probably have a bunch of them here. So, let's see here. Yes, yeah, maybe these sparks could be a good idea to have underneath, you see. Maybe just the spark itself could be a good idea. To just have these random sparks behind. These ones also good as well. Yeah, I'm sure you can find them here. There's a bunch of them here. I'm not sure if... Yeah, you see? That is exactly what you need. Like the inner thing happening there. VFX mentor, restrict muzzle flash reels before 2023. Okay, that's a good idea. Man, it's so hard now to Google, isn't it? It is so much more complicated than it used to be. Oh my god. Yeah, but I don't think we need to like go through this again. So I think people so those are the three things that I would say. Also, just notice just now there is a bit of a problem with the key here. There's like some leftover problems happening just on the jumper here, just on the shirt and the connection with the actual clouds, the trousers. I think there's like it's too blurry, and there's some leftover problems of the key there. So you need to probably fix that. Apart from that, I think you did a good job. So let's just continue. Okay. So Mikhail sent me some Discord. I don't have Discord open, Mikhail. Let me just open Discord. I don't have it open. So I wasn't like looking at Discord. But thanks, man. Thanks so much for the help. You're always so helpful. I need to open up Discord. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with the chat as well. Avro Movveski 3D asks, can it be a 3D model? Yeah, I can do 3D model as well. It's not a problem at all. I already have 12 showreels, man. Maybe next time. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to still fit in more showreels today. But hey, suppressed and unsuppressed. That's a good idea. Oh, you were in my speech on the 3D conference? Oh, that's cool, man. Thanks for being there. Yeah, I really enjoyed being at the 3D conference. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience. In Macedonia in general, it was an amazing experience. So thank you so much for going and see my presentation, my friend. Yeah, so Mikhail sent me a bunch of references, which is nice of him. Thank you so much for doing that. Let's just see this here. Just downloading them so we can all see them. Just downloading them from Discord. Oh, okay. So they don't really. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay. So I think I'm missing 2 or something. So if I go here and I go to downloads, that's one of them, and that's the other one, and then I'm missing one, which is this one. Missing that one. So downloads, that's the one I'm missing. Okay. Thanks, Miguel. Let's have a look at this thing that he sent me. Yeah, exactly. That's what you're missing. You're missing the inner core of the gun, the actual connection with the right, and even this, you know, and also the bullet. That's a good idea as well. The bullet also is missing. But yeah, this is exactly what you're missing. You're missing the inner gun with the sparks coming out, and then the outer. And I know this all goes really fast, but it doesn't matter. It should still be there. So even if it goes fast. Yeah, Andrew, you can send a full CG showreel for review, of course. The link is on the... I don't think I gave the people a link because I'm already so inundated with showreels that I didn't put the link. But I'll send you the link. Let me just give me just a second. I'll give you the link anyway. So I have so many showreels already, and I'm still on the first one. It always takes so long to do things with me. I'm the slowest man on earth. I am so sorry. Let's see here. So upload here. So that's the link. So I'll put it here. If you can, you can. Don't worry. If it doesn't get reviewed today, it will get reviewed next week or the week after or the week after. I'm doing 6 reviews in a row. So, you know, at some point it will be reviewed. Don't worry. Okay, going back to this thing again. Screen insert tracking. So the biggest thing is when it moves a lot. And as I can see, you did a good job with the motion blur. There's a bit of a wobble there, so you can see that the perspective here is a bit off, especially on the curve here, so it looks like it's stretching. So you see that? The icons are stretched, and then it goes back to place. So that stretching shouldn't be happening. It's almost these 2 icons are too big, and then they get smaller, and they get smaller. So that needs to be fixed. That means this icon needs to be to the corner there. So I think your corner pin is probably wrong. So the motion blur is good. From that moment on, it all kind of looks good. And then it moves okay here as well with good motion blur. And I think then we're good. I think you probably went too far with the motion blur, though, because let's just have a look here. Yeah, you see, this is quite sharp. It's quite sharp, this striking marker. But when I look at the composite, you've went too far with the depth of field. This is too blurred. So that's too blurred compared to the corner of the phone as well. So the actual phone itself is much sharper than the actual interior. So you need to like make this a bit sharper on this side. You went a bit too far. Now the reflection is really well composited, so you did a great job. It does move here, so when the reflection goes away, it shakes. It basically slides. So you need to like look at the slide. You can actually see the slide by looking at these icons. If you look at the two icons there, the home button and the search button, you see how the search button and home button are there now. So you see they are here behind the reflection. And then they move out of the back. So you see they now have bigger distance between the edges. So they are sliding away like crazy. You need to be careful with that. Because you see, when you see the distance between the home button, that's the distance. It's like, I don't know how many centimeters, but it's like half a finger or something. And once you put in the reflection, now you see the distance is pretty much on the edge. So this is wrong. So your home button is now on the edge of the screen, and it shouldn't be on the edge of the screen. So you need to like you need to be careful with that. Hey Sajala, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're well, my friend. I am doing this by myself, by the way. Yeah, so I think that's the issue here, and then it goes back to normal. You see, it's moving and sliding all the way. So there's a few problems with that. Not that anyone would notice probably, but those are problems that you need to notice. Always go frame by frame and just compare the whole thing. And apologies. Man, my throat is always so dry. It's because of the talking, isn't it? The whapping around. Okay. Next up, we have this shot here. Now, I'm assuming that, yeah, so they remove the reflection of the person, and they remove... What else did they remove? Yeah, I don't know why... I don't know why this is here. I'm assuming the visual effects supervisor was asleep on set. Why is this here? He wasn't looking at the screen. So yeah, so you had to fix that. You could have fixed the dent as well. This is most likely going to be something someone would tell you, that to fix the dent as well. But anyway, maybe it's part of the plot. It maybe can't be fixed. So I think you did a good job. There is some movement happening here, though. And I'm not sure why it would move. Where's the plate? The plate by itself with the person there. Yeah, and also, like, why is this person here? Like, this is so annoying that the VFX supervisor was asleep on set. Okay, so the removal of the light rig of the C-stand looks good to me. I think you did a good job. You did a good merging. I can still see that there's a connection, but you only see it when you see the behind the scenes. So that's fine. And then you also, of course, had to do the roto as well of it as well, which I will check in a minute. And then you remove the reflection of it on the corner of the car, which is really well made as well. I think you did a good job. And now on the bottom here, you've created this entire section here. Now, I will say that it doesn't match the same. Like, I know you did a good job, but you see how the reflection has this kind of texture? It has like this kind of like breakup of the reflection. It's breaking up all the way. You've kind of smudged it, so it is a bit too smudged. It would have been nice for it to look similar to this texture of the metal surface. And also when he goes up, there's movement here, you see? You can kind of see the cloning here, the cloning connection. So you need to fix that. There's some kind of connection that I'm assuming because you've maybe did this here. So either go through the organic line of the car or try to blend this a bit better. I think that would be the way to do it. The patch is moving, so you need to like be careful with that. And then it comes in. Yeah, don't show it again. So I don't know how you fixed the problem with the I wish you would have shown me how this is fixed. Like when the case is moving in front of the C-stand, how did that look? You never showed the final shot, so you need to like show the final shot. Otherwise, no one knows if you've done it or not. So I would advise you to play the entire shot at the end, so people can actually see the entire amount of work that you've done. A lot of people talking on the chat now. I have both chats. Oh, no problem, Andrew. No problem. Just send it over. Send it over to Dropbox, and I'll look at it. I promise I'll look at it at some point in the next few weeks. Okay. What's happening here? Any comments? Yeah, that's a good point, Mikhail. Just crack up the gamma and really look at the patch, because you can clearly see, if you crack up the gamma on Nuke, you'll see that there's this mismatch on the patch. So it will be very easy. Sorry, Hugo, we went OT. Yeah, you went. Sorry, I was reading the chat and I got distracted. I'm sorry about that. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost there. And then we can move on to the next one. Okay, so what's happening here? So cleanup. So, okay, so, oh, man, that's a lot of cleanup. So the stop sign and the entire... the poor children, they're going to play anymore. So, yeah. Okay, so here's one thing, though. I think you did a really good job with the cleanup, but I find it very hard to believe that this would be so empty. So, it looks very fake because it's so empty. I know this could be a comment from a client, but could you put something else there? Could it been something else? Maybe some flowers, maybe a little bit of a garden, maybe some boxes, whatever. It's just that it looks so clean, because why would they have this space? Maybe put some marks on the floor for basket or for tennis, whatever. Something in the floor. It looks very strange that it's completely empty with nothing. So what's the point of that place? Because this was a place that had a lot of kids stuff for them to play. But then you just completely remove the whole thing, and it makes it look a bit fake. So I would advise you to put something else. But I think you did a good job with the cleanup. But it's just that it looks too clean. That's the main problem I have with it. So what else did you clean? Let's see here. So you cleaned that up. Okay, that was it. Yeah, that's a good shot. But again, I would advise you to try to put something else there. Yeah, VFX Mentor has a good point. Maybe some dirt. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe a puddle. Maybe it rained a few days before. Or maybe just dirt. Just general grime. You know, like if you look at... let's see here. Park floor dirty. I'm sure this is going to go well. This search. Yeah, well, this is going to be too dirty, isn't it? Let's see here. Yeah, but something should be there. Yeah, so park, pavement. Maybe pavement is a better choice. Pavement. Pavement. Yeah, something. I don't know, man. It can be anything, really. I have no idea what it could be, but... something to make it a bit more realistic, because usually it would never be that clean. Yeah, just look through examples, or maybe look at a photo. I don't know, like anything, even this breakup of the floor. This is very common, that the pavement starts to break. Maybe some put breakups on the pavement, or maybe some of these kind of like spots that are dirty and spots that are cleaner, you know, something that would be there. I think any of these things would be valid. I like the cracking thing. The cracking thing could be nice. Or maybe some marks, you know, maybe they did some restoring or something. The wetness is probably not relevant, because the wetness, it doesn't look like it would be wet. But you see here, like, the amount of grind and dirt and stuff that is just on the floor, like marks of some kind. Someone dropped something. Yeah, just put stuff there. I would just put, maybe someone had a box here and it left a mark. Maybe a section here would be a bit dirty because maybe there was a big container there at some point, or maybe it started cracking a little bit, something. That would help, I think, to make the shot look much nicer. So completely agree with VFX Mentor there. Okay. Next up, this is a hell of a cleanup, a hell of a job that you did there. So that's the final. Bunch of buildings and a bunch of things that you've comped in. So you've extended some buildings as well. Thank you so much for sending a donation, Mikhail. You do not need to do that. Reminds me as well that I have made a goal on the chat. So if I get 5 donations today, I will get I will do an extra giveaway. So besides the giveaway, so I already have one. So we still have 1 hour to go on that goal. So if I get another 4 donations, then I'll give an extra. I'm already doing one giveaway, but if we do another 4 donations, then I'll do an extra giveaway. So thank you so much for starting things off, Mikhail, by giving a donation. Much appreciated. Much appreciated by doing that. I can't thank you enough. You are such a supporter of the channel. Thank you so much, my friend. And he says embedding elements is also a good skill to demonstrate. That's absolutely right. It doesn't need to be also dirt. It could just be a container. It could be I don't know, one of those toilets that the construction works use. Maybe put a toilet like that, or a container, or maybe some wood. Maybe some construction. Construction stuff, like some. Imagine construction pile of wood, I don't know, like some piles of wood. Imagine like they're going to construct something, and so maybe they have these piles of wood there. Why not? Like anything that would give it some character and make it not so empty. Man, you don't need to do it again. Come on, don't do this. Thank you so much for the second donation, my friend. You are very kind. You're too kind. By the way, the gold donations are on YouTube, not on Twitch. I should have set it up on Twitch as well. But I usually have so few people on Twitch that I don't usually mind. But today I have a lot of people on Twitch, which is surprising. So next time I promise I'll do it on Twitch as well. I'll put both goals happening at the same time. So let's go back to this building here. So this is a massive change. So you've extended one building there. So you've made a completely new extension on this building here, which I think you did a good job. Although you've kind of ignored that there was like some dark clouds here on the reflections and you removed them. I would keep them because they exist in reality. I would not remove the dark clouds. You also have extended this building. I can see a disparity. When I look at the extension, I can see that it's too blurred. So you need to match. You see the blur level? This is too blurred compared to the bottom floors. So be careful with the resolution and the blur levels of all the scene, of all the elements on the scene. This is definitely not matching. So you need to up the resolution. I don't know if this is a projection. I think it is. So you just need to output more resolution on the projection system so it doesn't blur as much. And the same thing is happening on this building here as well. You can clearly see the whole building is really sharp, and then it gets defocused on the top, which is a bit weird. So this is a clear problem that happens when you do a projection in Nuke and you're outputting just HD out of the projection. Remember, a projection system is sampling the image, and so by just outputting only HD, you're going to blur it too much. It's going to have double sampling and double filtering because you're going to have cubic filtering on all of them. So you need to, like, maybe from the scanline render output 4K instead and then comp it in HD. Just be careful with that because it needs to match. The whole thing needs to match in terms of blur. It's not as problematic behind on the back, because on the back, and in fact on the back is actually the opposite. You see the blur level you have on the buildings on the back here? This is actually quite blurred. And then your new buildings are too sharp. So I think these are too sharp because you look at, for example, this building here. It's already a bit defocused. But then the buildings behind are now sharper than one on the front. So there's a lot of discrepancies between the buildings. And also there's too much light wrapping happening here. Makes it look a bit fake and a bit blurry. So it is in first glance, it looks fine when you look at it on a small screen. But I am looking on on a 34-inch screen in front of me. And when you look at it on a really big screen like I am doing, I'm looking at it on a 34-inch BenQ monitor, professional monitor. So you need to be careful because the buildings are not matching in terms of sharpness. Some of them are blurred, some of them are sharp, and they're not matching. Apologies, I had to sneeze. I don't want to blow up your eardrums. And yeah, and you're right, Yoshi. You are absolutely right. The left building is weird, and the middle brown. The windows placements, I mean. Yeah, I agree with you as well. I think that those buildings need some love. So yeah, so overall, there's a lot of there's a pop there on the breakdown. I think it's just a breakdown that has like a one frame that just goes berserk. Yeah. Overall, it's a good idea, but there's a lot of problems. There's also flickering problems as well. You see the edges there? There's like some flickering edges. I think this is just lack of sampling. You have it here as well. A lot of lack of sampling going on the edges as well as the buildings. Again, most likely because of the sampling of the 3D system of Nuke. It's probably needs to be higher. It needs the higher quality, you know. So this shot has a lot of work to be done. And then we get to this one here. So you remove the cars from the pavement, and it looks nice. I think you did a good job. I don't really see any problems. I think you did a good job. It looks to me like maybe it's a little tad too blurred and too smudged. Maybe it's a resolution problem as well, but still much better than last time. Now, there's a huge problem with the rotoscoping on the dude, though. You have a huge wobbling, and in fact, look at this. Just look at it. I'm sorry to put it so close, but when you zoom in, you can kind of see his face is all plucky and round here. And as it goes into the pillar there, it then gets cut. So he's like slimmer now. And then it kind of goes plucky again. So you have like a huge amount of missing parts of his body, of his face, and then it goes again, and you have inconsistency. You also have some problems there. So there's a huge inconsistency between the rotoscoping of his face, and also look at this, the shoulder pad here. Like you see a black edge there, and then it's not there anymore. Kind of disappears again, and the black edge there again as well. There's movement all over the place on this roto. So this roto, and there's even little pieces. Look, that pieces shouldn't be there. I know I'm zooming in a lot, but that's what supervisors will do, man. So yeah, so be careful with that. Be careful because for a junior composer, you shouldn't miss these key rotoscoping problems. This is rotoscoping 101, you know, like, so be careful with that, because you might lose a job because of that, you know, because of the lack of quality control on your rotoscoping. So yeah, so it makes it look much more fake. Mikhail thinks that the wheels are missing, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe the wheels are missing on the car. Maybe that's it. It does look strange, doesn't it? There's something strange on that car. I spotted it right away, but I didn't know exactly what it was. You're probably right. It's the wheels that is probably missing. Now, last shot. This shot, I think you did a good job, but there's a lot of things missing. Now, I'll give you the rundown. You know, that's the original. So day to night, always a bit tough, and then the light interaction. So I think the day to night you did a good job. I think you did a good job. You were lucky. This is it's like a cloudy day. You did a good job with the dirt and grime of the fire. I really like the texturing that you put into the building. And then the fire itself, and the sparks and the smokes coming in. So at first glance, it looks fine, but there's a lot of issues with this shot. First off, this amount of fire would brighten up the environment more. This is too crushed. It's too broken, too crushed. This needs to be more lit up. And in fact, if you watch movies, when there's a huge fire, you clearly see, and in fact, like I'll show what I mean. Even just recently, I was doing Me and Ian were doing the VFX Notes podcast for Last Bus. And the Last Bus, if I look at, let's see here, so it's this one, I believe. The Last Bus has a lot of fire from ILM. I know it's different kind of thing, but let's see some reference with maybe some buildings or something. This is the bus, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. So you see the amount of fire that lights up the scene. Not to mention, it's always beautiful to see fire behind it, so it always is nice to have an outline as well. But fire usually overexposes, and it brightens the entire scene up. So you see, they didn't leave it like this. This is too dark. This is similar to your shot. Your shot is that dark, you see. But this is just the first pass, and then they put in an extra pass of light, and then the whole thing is really brighten up. You clearly see it here as well. You see how much the fire lids up, even this little small fire, the amount of fire that lids up around it. I know this is a more extreme example of fire because the whole thing is burning. But still, you see the amount of light that transpires out of the fire. So you need to like look into that. This is a great reference, I think, for that film, for this film. Lost Bus is actually extraordinary, amazing work that ILM has done. It was nominated for the Oscar, which I understand why. It was really a mind-blowing achievement that ILM has made to create something like this. It was so good, so well made. Anyway, going back to your shot. So first off, I would lit up this environment so that you would see, and you still have environment there, because if you look at the original, you see, we should still see this brush, we should still see that tree, we should still see something. Then the second thing that is missing beside that is the fire inside. So if this is really on fire, why is it black inside? Why is it not on fire inside as well? It needs to be completely on fire. So if you look at House on Fire nighttime, let's see here. You see the interior of the houses, they're always a cauldron. It's always completely white inside. You see that? Always the whole thing is white inside. There's fire inside the house as well. And I think that is the main problem. You see, it's always fire inside. Every single photo, there will be... You see the amount of brightness that small fire is doing to the environment? Just look at this one as well. It is really bright. Fires are bright, man. They're really bright. And so... It needs fire inside. You need to have completely white inside. So you see fire on fire on fire. You need to have more layers of fire. So this shot, I think, is really incomplete because it's very unrealistic for it to not be fully lit up inside and also brighter as well. I think it's too dark as well. So yes, and so that's it really. Like I think your Showreel is okay, but there's a lot of problems. There's problems in this shot, as we've discussed already. I think one of your best shots is this one. This one has less problems, but the muzzle flash is a problem, of course. And then the phone has some tracking problems and some problems. This one has some warping problems. You're not showing the whole shot. This one is probably one of the best well-made shots you've made, but you need to rethink how the cleanup there is happening. And the buildings are all over the place in terms of blurring and everything. There's some roto problems here, and then the fire has some problems. So all shots need some help and some work. So I hope this was helpful for you. So Ubbe, thank you so much for sending the Showreel. I really hope this was helpful, and I hope that you can be in touch with me soon. Maybe return to the Showreel reviews, and we can discuss the changes of your Showreels. And yeah, that's really it, really. So thank you so much for sending it over. You see, it even takes longer by myself. We were here for like an hour, But thank you so much for showing the Showreel. We're going to do a quick break. And also, I need to do a quick break because VFX Mentor, we need to sort out exactly what's happening with this showreel. So if there's something I can't show on this showreel, you need to tell me exactly what it is, because I was gonna play the showreel. So have you uploaded a new showreel, or could you tell me exactly which shot I can't show of the showreel? Because I don't know. I have no idea what is NDA'd and what's not NDA'd. You need to specifically write that down. While I'm doing the break, if you could be so kind to write it on the Twitch chat, exactly which shots you don't want me to show, so that I cannot show those, okay? So just be careful. And I can't take responsibility for this. You did send the showreel, so if I show it by mistake by 1 frame or so, like you need to be aware that I'm not entirely sure. So just write it on the chat. We're going to do a break of 10 minutes now. If you write it on the chat exactly what I can't show, then I will see what I can do. Is that okay? So, and then we'll keep that in mind. So we're going to do a break now. During the break, we're going to be looking at some BenQ commercials, because they're supporters of the chat, of the Showreel reviews. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Here they are, close to my heart. And also, you're going to be seeing the trailer for this amazing book. This is a book from my wife, Green Recipes for All. If you like good food, if you want to try vegetarian, if you want to try vegan, if you want to just see some awesome photos we made together. These photos are beautiful. Look at that. So this book is available on all Amazon shops. So you can go to Amazon right now and order the book. If you want to give it away to someone, it's a great gift. It's available on all Amazons, and you can buy it on paperback, like the one you just saw. You can buy it on hardcover as well. Just support small creators like my wife. This book, you will not regret it. I can guarantee you'll not regret it. It's a beautiful book, and it's a great gift as well. So, and it's available on all Amazons. Of course, the link I sent there is Amazon UK, but if you search the name of the book, Green Recipes for All, on any other Amazon, you will find it. So, yeah, support creators, man. Go for it. Okay, I'll see you very soon. I'll see you in the next 10 minutes, okay? So I'll see you all very soon, and put your timers 10 minutes, and I'll talk to you soon.
Hello everyone! I'm super excited to give you a glimpse of my first cookbook, Green Recipes for All, featuring over 50 dishes inspired by amazing Mediterranean food. Inside, you can find recipes made with a variety of fresh, healthy, and versatile ingredients and popular plant-based products. These are great choices whether you already follow a plant-based diet or simply wish to cook a few weekly meat-free meals to reduce your overall meat consumption. In the book, you'll find a wide range of new and exclusive recipes, from soups and big salads to main courses and desserts, as well as some of the most popular recipes here on my channel, such as the perfectly cooked non-stick rice or the tabbouleh-style bulgur and mixed bean salad. Not forgetting a new version of the delicious tofu chocolate mousse. So, if you'd like to have a look at my book and try some of the recipes, just visit any Amazon marketplace and order a copy, which is available in hardcover, paperback or digital formats. Hope you enjoyed the book, have fun cooking, and see you next time.
Are you interested in learning compositing? My Nuke course is currently 50% off. Join today to have access to 150 pre-recorded classes, 50 hours of training, using real production assets covering industry standard techniques, with over 200 gigs of showreel material, and access to a private Discord channel with over 2,300 students. This course is endorsed by Foundry and has access to a Foundry student license paid separately. Join today at hugosdesk.myshopify.com.
Befores and Afters magazine is the monthly print mag from VFX journalist Ian Fales. Go in-depth on key visual effects topics with major VFX supervisors, artists and studios. Each issue covers a different area like creature animation, miniatures, on-set VFX and VFX tools. Find your copy at beforesandafters.com/magazine.
Okay, we are back. Thank you so much for still sticking around. And yeah, and don't worry, VFX Mentor. I'm going to only show what you're mentioning. So then I'm assuming Tatiana is not going to be joining the stream, so I'll be doing it by myself as well. That's not a problem at all. So she is next. So she'll be the next one online. Yeah. Again, I've posted all the links if anyone wants to check out any of the I've dropped a bunch of links for the giveaway, for the book from my wife, the Green Recipes for All as well. I've dropped the links for everything for my course, 75% off right now. It's the cheapest that it's ever been. So if anyone is interested, just let me know, and I will be there. And I can't wait for you to join. Okay, so I'm going to open in my little... It's really warm here today, so I'm going to open my green cola. The green cola moment. They're not a sponsor. BenQ is a sponsor, but green cola is not a sponsor. It's just that it's one of my favorite beverages. I don't drink cola anymore, Coca-Cola or Pepsi, because they have a lot of nasty stuff for your teeth. They're really bad for your teeth. This one is acid-free. It is actually organic. It's really good, and it sounds lovely. Look at this. Oh my God. How good is that sound? Just like that. Oh, this is good. So cold. It's so cold. Damn. It is so cold. Okay. So let's continue with Tatiana's showreel. And we're gonna watch the showreel. Remember that there was a section removed from it that I cannot show because of NDA reasons, and I was just told on Twitch. So I'm gonna show part 1 and part 2. So what I did there, VFX Mentor, is I know, Mikhail. Green Cola is really screaming for green screen, right? They should make a Green Cola green screen edition. I really need to contact them and tell them, can you do a green screen edition, please? A visual effects green screen edition. So VFX Mentor, what I did was I took away that shot that you mentioned with the astronaut, and so we're going to still watch the showreel with sound, but I'm going to show it part 1 and then part 2, okay? So I'll do that now. So I'm going to start with part 1 and then I'll put part 2 right away, okay? So let's just watch that and then take it from there. So this is part 1. It's only 20 seconds from Tatiana. Tanja Rumiantseva. I'm sure I butchered that. So that is her showreel, a junior composer. Let's watch the first part. Okay, that was part 1, and now I'm gonna show part 2. I'm sure I'm going to be demonetized for that, but hey, we'll take it there. I do apologize. For some reason, that thing still was there just for a little frame. I'll trim it again. I do apologize for that. I thought I trimmed it, but again, I guess I didn't. Part 2A. I did trim it, but now it just showed up. Sorry that one frame was shown. I am so sorry. Now it's not there anymore. So part 2 is here. And I'm sure this music is going to be demonetized. So if that happens, I'll just mute this section for people watching the VOD. So keep that in mind. Yeah, so let's just go. Okay. Well, I'm sure I'm going to be demonetized by the thing. And yeah, in VFX Venture, I am so sorry that one frame went through. I just edited this just now in a rush, and so one frame was shown. I am so sorry for that. But I don't think it's going to be a problem. It's just one frame. No one even knows what it is. It was quite a wide shot anyway. Okay, so great showreel, by the way. You were not kidding. I just noticed that this is so annoying. Now on QuickTime, when I put full screen, this thing still stays there on the top. That's so annoying. Why? Why doesn't it go actually full screen? I don't understand. Yeah, okay. Hide the tab bar. Is that the one? Okay, sorry. My mistake. The tab bar was there for some reason. So sorry about that. I've removed it now. Maybe a double click. Yeah, no, I found it now. I found it. I am sorry. Okay, so let's. Yeah, Showreel is great, man. You weren't kidding. She is very talented. So let's just go through the whole thing here. And so, first shot is this shot. So this is lovely. The amount of work on this thing is really lovely. Not only it looks like. The only thing I would say though, from a creative point of view, is that it is weird that it's 16:9. I'll tell you this, because normally motion pictures in this time and age, they would not be 16:9. They would be 4:3 or square ratio. So that is the only thing that is kind of taking me off out of that, because it would never be 16:9. But I'm assuming that, well, it says student project, but that's the only thing I would say to the students that were involved on this project. If it was only her or more people, I would have done it in 4:3, because it doesn't make any sense to be in 16:9. There is no old cameras in 16:9. 16:9, 16:9 it's like something that only came much later. I don't even remember. I don't even know when it came out, but 16:9 is like a modern format, so that would be the only thing. But this is incredible. The amount of work. This is really nice. The complete replacement of the CG trains. The CG trains look very clean for CG. So if they would have been comped like this, it would look weird. But they were comped into the scene to look like an old film. So I think they do a good job, but there's still a few weird things. I still think that I would have made them a bit dirtier and more broken up so they would look all different. Usually buses, they all look different. They have certain heights and certain different types of heights because of the wheels and everything. So I still think it would have looked better if that would have happened. It's too clean. It doesn't have enough grime as well. Now this is in the entire thing. Let's see here. So the first, it starts with, I would assume, the 1920s. I would assume. That's at least what it looks like it's trying to do. And then it goes from there. So that's my thing. I think this should have been 4:3, and then I think it would have opened up to 16:9, which would have been, I guess, the 70s. This is probably the 70s, I would assume. So yeah, I think these people that are comped in, they look like they have a little bit of a white edge, but they are still okay. There's a little bit of a problem on this person. I don't know what's happening here, but there's some kind of, the floor is still in the person. So you see, the person has been comped, and the person's feet is on the pavement there, but then he progressively moves forward. You see, it's sliding. So there's something wrong with the tracking of this specific person here. Yeah, so the editor had cut the film top and bottom to make a revolutionary 16:9. Yes, exactly. And that is true. So yeah, that's a problem there. I think also the keying and the rotoscoping here, it looks like there's too much white there, and they're too bright. So I'm assuming these people, or this car is comped in, you can kind of see that it's too dirty and it has too much black edges a little bit. So this shot has a few issues, for sure. And I think then it also I must be honest, like, it goes too fast. Look at this. Because you're constantly going, because you're constantly going from breakdown to shot, breakdown, it's really hard to just see the shot. I would have loved to see the shot, to actually see the entire shot once, and then maybe show the breakdown, because now I don't know what is with what, and it's very confusing to understand exactly what you're trying to do. Now, when you go to the 80s here, I think there's a few problems on the 80s. I think you went too far with the scan line. The scan lines are not the correct scan lines. And again, the 80s would also be 4x3. So they would not be 16:9 as well. So I think it would have looked better in 4x3. The scan lines are too big. They should be much smaller, and for them to actually look like scan lines, because this now looks like highly damaged VHS, which is also missing the... You've put in the texture of the damage, but you didn't put in the damage that VHS has, which is the edges. They break. You get like extremely broken edges, and you get extremely destroyed footage. I'll show you. Like, I have actual VHS footage here captured from my film, because last year I was well, not VHS, it was Video 8, but I was restoring my film from university, the film I did back in 2000, and I'll show you what I mean. Like, when you look at the actual capture, let's see here, DVD capture, this would have been the DVD rip. So if you look at this, for example, so this is Video 8 from 1999. You see how much breakup. We get displacements on the lines. You see the lines are displaced. You get black edges. You see that? That's not a straight line. You get black edges. You get ultra overexposed sections, and then it gets worse. If I go here a bit to here, so if you look here, if you look closely here, just look at how damaged it gets. You see, if I go frame by frame, you see that you get like this wobbling of image. There's no scan line, because the scan line would only be if you were watching a TV, but there is like this huge black edges on all the edges. This is how broken it gets. This is actual real Video 8 footage, and you get like, you see this edge, this black edge on the shoulder, on the bottom. Look at that. That's huge. That black edge, completely broken by the signal, the VHS. So I think you don't have enough damage for it to be a VHS, but you also have too much scan line, and it looks like you're filming a screen. So I don't think it's right. I think you should look at real 1998 footage and really trying to understand how much it breaks. This is actually 98 footage, and you see that, like, and then these things happen. You see that break? Look at that. There's like a break here. There's one frame that it just goes berserk. It just gets destroyed. So once in a while you get these broken frames everywhere. So I think the client is, so say to the client it's retro. Yeah, thank you so much for saying that. It's a classic piece of art. Thank you. It was back then in 1999. I'm sure I have more damaged footage. I don't think there was some really destroyed parts, I remember, when we did this. I can't remember where this direction is, but yeah, you get the picture. So I think it's a nice shot, but it requires a lot of work. I'm sorry to say this, it screams student film. It does. So it has a lot of problems. Too many for me to enumerate here on the stream. I think there's so many issues here on the shot that you really need to go through. So By the way, the best solution, people were talking about how to make it look real. In my view, the best solution is what I've done in the past, which is to pick up the footage, load it into a real VHS tape, record it in VHS, and then record on top of that VHS the same image maybe 10 times, and then play it back and capture that. That is the best way for you to get accurate VHS look, is to get a VHS tape recorder, which is not expensive. I mean, I just the other week I got the VHS deck on Goodwill for like £20. And so you can just record, and even if it's a worse one, if it's a damaged one, even better. And so just get an old VHS tape, just record on top and record on top and record on top and record on top, and just get it to get really grimy, and then just record it and then capture it back again. And just use a terrible signal. Don't use S-Video or SCART. Just use composite, really nasty cables, and then it will look exactly like that. Yeah, we are very old, yes. You want me to explain what VHS is? Yes, well, I'm not going to do that. VHS is this thing that I have on my, I don't know if you guys notice. It's on my, it's there. Like, it's on the corner there. It's on the bottom of my graphic of my Showreel review. It's not on the bottom. By the way, is it still out of sync? Is it working now? Can someone on YouTube, not on Twitch, because I think Twitch was fine. Can someone on YouTube tell me if it's out of sync, or if the sound is fine, if my mouth is actually synced with the audio? Because that was the major problem we had last time. I wasn't sure if it is the problem as well this time. So let me know. Let me know on the chat on YouTube. YouTube is synced? Okay, great, Sajal. Thank you so much for letting me know. So I guess I fixed the problem. What I did was I completely changed the complete system. I completely changed my setup here. So I'm now streaming from another device, and I'm streaming from another cable, and I completely rearranged the whole system. And I'm glad to hear that it's now synced on both on Twitch and on YouTube. So thank you so much for letting me know that. That's good to know. Okay, so let's move on to the Showreel review. I'm going to kill this part, and I'm going to go to part 2. So part 2 was the other one here. So part 2. I promise that one day my ninja movie will be online for people to experience. It is a special movie indeed. I like it. It's what I did when I was at university, and it's a terrible movie. It's a B movie, a really B movie. It's a terrible movie, but hey, we did it with friends, and it cost nothing. It was edited video to video. We didn't use a computer at the time. Not even a computer. Was just edited VCR to VCR, and it's shot in 1999, so it's 27 years old now. And then it was released 26 years old, 26 years ago. So yeah, and it was broadcasted on TV as the first ninja movie of Portugal. It was broadcasted on TV, and it broke the record of the TV channel, which is incredible. It was broadcasted on SIC Radical at the time. Which is a channel in Portugal, and it did break the record at the time, the audience record of the channel. So I am very proud of that. So cheers to Ninja de Caldas. I'm very proud. Anyway, let's continue. So with Tatiana's, no music, no. So this is not you can clearly see this is not a student film anymore. It's a proper film, and it does look really nice. So this is much better now, I think, than the first shot. High quality sets, high quality props, high quality keying. I don't really have anything to say. The CG is really nice on the back, really well integrated with the smoke. I don't really have anything to say. I think the job it's a quite easy shot, I'll be honest. Because the green screen, there's some spill on the face, which was very well resolved. So there's no spilling anymore. The roto is really good here. Also, the spilling here is really well resolved, and he's brighter as well, so you can see it a bit better. CG integration looks great. The CG itself, it's not amazing, but it looks so good once it's integrated and well comped and with the smoke and everything. I think it's well made. You know, it's not as good when you go to these shots. I think it's mainly because of the lighting. The lighting is a bit weird on the film itself, but you know, that's not the compositor's problem. It's not, they are not the ones responsible for that. So it's what it is. So let's see here. The ninjas in training pants. Yes. Yeah, man. It's a zero budget movie. No budget. There was zero budget on the movie. Okay, so let's continue here. And okay, so this is another student project, which you can tell. It's so obvious when you see student projects. It's so much obvious compared to real productions. So this is not as well achieved as the other one. I think it went a bit too far with the depth of field. I think it's a little bit fake in terms of the defocusing, especially when you look, when you look at the real shot, the real area. You see a lot of depth of field, but I think the CG is too defocused, and it's making it a little bit fake, I think, in my personal view. It makes it look a little bit fake. Now, the keying and rotoing and rotoscoping, I think looks fine. I think the hair, it's a shame that this black bar is on the top there and it's cutting my way of watching the hair. So I would advise you not to have this huge black bar on the top there that cuts the shot. But yeah, I think the shot looks very much because you see, the woman was shot on this environment at nighttime, and there's no dust, there's no fog, there's nothing. And then you put in a really foggy scene in CG. I think you need to be careful, because either you put a lot of fog on the background, then you need to somehow fog up the foreground person as well, or you need to put less fog on the background. So because it's not matching the atmospherics that is happening in this shot, I do not feel that she is in this atmospheric. So that's it. Maybe you need to lift her ever so slightly, or maybe put some more atmosphere in the foreground as well. I think that would work as well. That would have been nicer. There's also, she's hardly affected by this light, all these neon signs, and there's nothing on her. There's no rim lights, there's no backlights. I do feel that she would be somehow affected by all this light. So I think you need to consider those things as well. Then we have this one here, which I don't really have much to say. This is a very graphical project. Looks fine to me. Doesn't really, there's nothing for me to say when I look at a shot like this. Then we have the Liar music video. So this was compositing. Now, for the life of me, apart from the keying, there's nothing else, right? Because I think it's just the keying, right? So that, if that's the only, I don't see anything on the face. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think the key is great. Like, it looks natural. The depth of field is really well achieved. I mean, you went a bit too far with the cutting here. It's a little bit too cut, but still looks very good. I think it could have been a little bit more merged there. Especially when you look at the original plate there. So I still think it could have been more light wrapped, and it could have been more well merged, so it matches. When you look at the original, you see there's a lot of black area here that is missing on your key, which I wish you had back. The face and the hair, that looks fine. And yeah, not much more to say about that shot. Mikael has a bunch of notes as usual. So, and that's, I think, on shot 9, I believe, on the shot before. No, shot 8. No backlight. For bright signs, you need more light wrap. Yes, absolutely, I agree. Add fog, add brightness to the scene. No shadows. Wouldn't be so sharp. That is true. She would be a lot more flatter, and she would not be... She has a very very unrealistic lighting. It's almost like she has a spot on her. You can see it from the shadows. So it looks a bit weird. So yeah, I think it's yeah. Thanks, Michelle. See you next stream, man. Have a great day. Have a nice day, my friend, and thank you so much for being here. You're always so kind with your time. Don't forget the goal. Our goal ends on 12 minutes, so we need another 3 super chats to reach the goal. If we reach the goal in 12 minutes with another 3 super chats, then I will do a second giveaway, not just one giveaway. I will do 2 of them. So this is on YouTube. I have the super chats active on YouTube, and if you want to contribute, I can then do another giveaway for my Nuke course. Just mentioning this because it's only 12 minutes left on the super chat goal. This is the first time I've ever doing a goal. This is the first time, and I'll do one on Twitch next time. But I'm just experimenting with the new tools of YouTube. YouTube keeps sending me these messages saying, do goals. This is good for you. Like, okay. I'm sorry, I'll try it. Mikhail, don't do that again. You're just doing it yourself. It's always you. At this rate, I need to give you the money back, my friend. You can't do this. You can't be just you. But thank you so much. I hope that's not a lot of money. I have no idea how much that is, man. Because I don't know what that's. But I hope it's not a lot, man. Because otherwise, I'm gonna have to give you the money back. Don't do this. Don't be the only one. Don't do this, man. Don't do this. Don't do this to me. You're being too kind. Let me just see how much this is. Okay, so you've 220. Okay. I can give. I don't feel as bad now. It's about 80 cents. It's not even £1 each donation. So I don't feel so bad now. But thank you so much for doing that. It means a lot to me. It does mean a lot to me. But you don't have to do all of this by yourself. There's only one more super chat to go. 10 minutes. Come on. Maybe someone else wants to contribute for me to give another giveaway. Okay, let's keep going with this thing. Like I said, the super chats is something new. I'm getting harassed by YouTube to do them. YouTube keeps sending me messages saying, why don't you do super chats? You should do super chats. I'm like, what is this? What? Okay. I really feel at some point on YouTube, I'm feeling bullied by YouTube now. I honestly feel bullied by them. They keep telling me, do super chats, do donations, do this, do that. Like, they're always telling me to do things. Man. Okay. That's too kind. Okay, so we reached the goal. Woohoo! Look at that. We reached the goal. Thank you so much. You are too kind, my friend. So Blue Odyssey VFX has just donated £10. That is amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. And our goal is now met. So we are now going to do another giveaway. So I will do now 2 giveaways instead of just 1. So thank you so much for the goal to be achieved. I can't thank you enough, my friend. So you see, YouTube was right. YouTube said, do the goals, tell people, and then it happens. But except if Mikhail is here, because Mikhail contributed 4 donations, 4 super chats to this 5 super chats. So thank you so much, my friend. I promise I won't do any more super chats. So I'll do one next time, and next time I'll do it for longer. I think I did it very short this time. I need to tweak that. Anyway, let's keep going with Tatiana's showreel. Okay, so next up we have this dude here, which is on. Man, someone did a number on the key there. Look at that. Man, come on, man, don't do that. Don't keep doing because now I don't have a I don't have a goal now. Don't do it. Mikhail, stop it. You need to stop, Mikhail. You need to stop this now. Otherwise, I'm otherwise I'm gonna be too embarrassed. Don't do that. It's enough. It's enough. Thank you so much, my friend. It's enough. Don't do more. Thank you, everyone. Thank you both, Mikhail, and thank you so much, Blue Odyssey VFX, for donating to the chat. And A Nuke giveaway plus a green cola next time. Man, I can't drink 2. If I drink 2 green colas, I'm gonna piss myself. Okay, so next up, this green screen. Now, this is fascinating. Look at that. What the hell happened here, man? Someone completely destroyed, obliterated the wall of this green screen. It is amazing. And I do apologize, I wasn't showing the screen. I'm so sorry for that. And I do apologize for the people on Twitch. I wasn't doing a goal on Twitch. I promised that I will do the goal there. And next time I should have set it up. I wasn't expecting the goals to actually work. Man, I know this. Someone lost their job, didn't they? It doesn't matter. The guy is over there, so he's not here. So now no one can film there. It's right on the center as well. It's like terrible. Now someone has to roto and paint all that shit. Good luck with the IBK. This is gonna ruin the IBK. Okay, so the dude is there, and I think he actually is quite well integrated. The shadows look nice, but man, this is a bright background. This is an incredibly bright background. The only thing I would say is that he's so relaxed by being here. He's just like moving around like nothing. So yeah, I think the keying is good. I think Tatiana did a good job with brightening him up so much because he needs to have so much bounce light. Obviously, goes without saying, if he actually was on a white environment like this, I do think you would see a lot more bright. You would see rim lights on the trousers. You would see brightening up on the jacket. You would actually see the common light from below that you get. You basically, when you get like a bounce light, almost like when they shot this, would have been much better if they would have shot him with some bounce lights. They could have put some bounce lights on the front here, and that would have like made so much more difference on him. He would have been lit. But maybe when they shot it, they weren't completely sure what the background was going to be. That could be the case. So you don't understand. It's a back wall focus reference. Okay, yeah, exactly. I see, Mikhail. This is a permanent tracking marker. It is good, right? If you're shooting very blurred, you always have a tracking marker. So I see what you did there. It's actually in purpose, right? It's a tracking marker. I see what you did there. Anyway, I think this shot is okay. I'm not too fan of the CG, but it's a music video. I mean, I'm sure that was the objective, is for him to be in prison on some kind of place where he can't commit suicide or something. That's what it looks like. Or maybe it's a space station. I have no idea. I have no idea. I do apologize to the creator of this music video if I am butchering the idea or the concept of this music video. Okay. Then we have student project. And we have basically the person is there and he's, I guess, gonna commit suicide. I don't know. So the van is also CG, or I guess it's comp. It could be comp. It might not be CG. So there's a couple of things that I would say. First of all, let's start with the dude. So this is the typical problem that happens when we have discrepancies with lenses. And so it's not a very big problem. There's no breakdown, so I can't tell what happened and how they shot this person, but you clearly see that the perspective is off. So normally when they shoot stuff like this, they shoot it with the wrong lens. So you see this person looks to me like it was shot with a wide lens. And the problem with that is that it gets the wide lens, it makes it look like wide, and it doesn't really match completely the rest of the shot. And so normally what you want to do when you shoot things like this is, let's imagine for a moment that this is, I don't know, let's say this is a 24 mil or it's probably a 24 millimeter lens. That means this person over here is like at 100 millimeter or something. So in fact, the best solution would have been to shot this element, that person, with a 100 mil, or at least shoot them far away on the camera, so it would have been much more far away. Because right now he has the bowing of the lens and the distortion of the lens that is the wrong perspective for this shot. And so as much as you can comp it as much as you want, you could do as much as you want, but you will never get it to look good because it just is a mismatch in lenses. That's the big deal of this shot. So this is never going to work. And that's why it looks flat. It looks like he's in the wrong perspective. It looks like he's not completely integrated. I think Tatiana did a good job with the keying and did a good job with the roto and everything, but it's a perspective problem. The car is okay. I do think that the car needed a bit of bounce because it looks too dark to me. Although I know it's going almost underneath the bridge, it needed a bit more brightness. This is a quite bright environment, and so I kind of feel the white of the truck should have been brighter. So, and also, yes, Mikael is right. The van doesn't have enough motion blur as well for it to be walking. So, yeah. So I think when I look at the van going, let's just give me a second. Where's the van? Yeah, the van. Well, it looks to me like it's the camera has motion blur, but the van doesn't. That's what it looks to me. Kind of makes it look to me like there's only one of the motion blurs active or something. That's what it looks. And there's a black edge on the top of the van, yes, for sure. It either is a light wrap issue, could be a pre-multiplication problem. There's a few issues there on that van, for sure. Okay. Okay. So this shot has a few things that would need to be fixed. Now this one is lovely. I think this shot actually is well integrated. I think it looks very realistic. The plastic of the robot, the materials look great. The compositing is really nice. I think it should be maybe a little bit more semi-transparent, some of these edges of this branch that is in the front, but it's almost there. You just see a little bit of a black edge there. You see that should be semi-transparent. You shouldn't really be seeing black edges there, but that's a very, very, very tiny thing. I think this. Oh, Mikael just spotted something I didn't notice. There's no driver on the van. That's a good point. No one is driving the van, so it's a magical van. Well spotted, Mikael. I didn't notice that. Thanks, man. Hey, Nikki, how you doing, my friend? Nikki's saying hello. Nikki Dangerous is on Twitch. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. As usual, Nikki, we have a bunch of people talking on the chat on YouTube. Today is quite even. It's been a long time since I had so many people on Twitch. So I had like 10 people on Twitch, but I have like 26 on YouTube. So it's a lot more than usual. So yeah. Yeah, so I think this comp is well achieved. You did a good job with the comp. Those black edges are the only thing I can notice. Also, I think you could have put a bit more motion blur on the feet and on the movement. I think that would have been nice to make it look a little bit more realistic. But overall, I think that you did a great job with the reflection, with the dog. Yeah, it's nice. And the interaction also, that's really well achieved as well. So yeah, by far, this is your best student project for sure. Then we have this one here, cleanup keying match move. Where is the final shot? Oh, this is from the same project as before, I'm assuming. Oh wait, sorry, this was too fast. I didn't get it. What happens here then? Yeah, you're not showing me the actual final shot. So what is happening here? I can see that you've made a really nice clean green screen. Well, I'm assuming with the IBK, or you actually did a cleanup of the green screen, and then you did a really good job with the keying. But since I can't see the whole shot, I'm not sure, because I can't see the full shot. So I would have loved to know the rest, how it is happening. So Yoshi says it's a Tesla van. That's funny, man. It's a Tesla van. Oh my god. You guys are killing me here. Okay. And then this shot here, I'm confused. What is exactly happening here? Okay, you put in the poster and you put in the 11C. Is that it? I think it is. I'm sorry to say, I'm not sure I'm a big fan of these split screens because I wish I could see the shot. But overall, it looks fine. I think it looks nice. But which one is it? Like, is the poster the comp and the 11C the comp? Like, I'm a bit confused about that. So I'm assuming. Oh, okay. Now I see the one without the 11C is the comp because the Kino is not as well achieved as the rest. I understand what you're trying to make there, but it's not. Again, this black edge there. I'm sorry to be like this, but it's just annoying me that the black edge is covering so much of the shots, and so I can't really tell the entire thing. Yeah. So, and then you go in here, custom Nuke tool. That's nice, man. But it's nice that you actually have. A custom Nuke tool here, an Arnold rebuild. Yeah, we used to have one of these at the mill as well, which is really nice. And so you have, that's cool. Light group, full rebuild. That's really nice. Blend light groups as well. Shuffle onlys. Additive subtract. That's great. You have the additive and subtractive as well. This is really nice. Yeah, this is really nice. Be aware, though, when you rebuild stuff like this, don't forget the pre-mults. Really be careful with the pre-multiplications. So if you're using something pre-multiplied, it either needs to have pre-mults or you need to make sure you put the correct settings on the alpha channels. I'm assuming you've done that, but yeah. But it's really nice that you've done this. This is really cool. I'm just like a bit worried about the pre-multiplications. I'm always worried about the pre-multiplications. So yeah, you did the whole thing with cryptomats, albedos, utilities. This is really nice work. Well done. I think you did a really good job. So yeah, overall, like I think your showreel is really nice. I think your showreel is really nice. You did a good job with it. I'm just gonna. There's two parts, so of course I need to loop them separately because if people want to see them again, because I had to split them. No music though. I had to split them in sections so that we can watch them both. Because there was a shot that you told me that we couldn't see. So these are the two reels going at the same time. Yeah, I think you did a great job. I think your show reels are really high quality. There's a few things, as you saw, I already mentioned them. I think they're easy to fix. But yeah, you're a very talented artist, and you have a big, broad thing on the show reel going, which is really nice. The custom tool looks fantastic, so well made there, well done. I think it's really, really great work there. I think you need to see the ninja film. Yeah, thanks VFX mentor. I think Tatiana is really talented. I would say that for me personally, I would love for her to focus on real projects from real productions. It's always better to have real productions than having student work on the showreel. Because the student work is nice, but it's always better to have production work. But yeah, I think Tatiana is really talented and can't wait to see the next showreel. And I hope the notes, yeah, that dog shot is the best shot of the showreel. It's really well made. It's really well made. Congratulations. I think I would love to see the showreels progress. I would love to see a next showreel. So feel free, Tatiana, to reach out and to come in, and we can chat, or you can show a new updated showreel. So thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, cool. Right, we've done 2 now. I'm getting tired. This is the problem with being an old man. You get tired very easily. I think maybe we do one more and then we wrap up. So I'm going to do another break. And during the break, as usual, we are going to see the commercials with BenQ. And also going to see the commercial for this beautiful book that my wife made, Green Recipes for All. I just need to stretch my legs. I need to go and drink some water, and I'll be right back. And I advise you to also do the same. I advise you to also to basically stretch your legs as well. And so we'll be right back after the break, 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap up another stream, another show reel, and then we'll have the 2 giveaways as well. Okay? I'll see you all very soon.
Hello everyone! I'm super excited to give you a glimpse of my first cookbook, Green Recipes for All, featuring over 50 dishes inspired by amazing Mediterranean food. Inside, you can find recipes made with a variety of fresh, healthy, and versatile ingredients and popular plant-based products. These are great choices whether you already follow a plant-based diet or simply wish to cook a few weekly meat-free meals to reduce your overall meat consumption. In the book, you'll find a wide range of new and exclusive recipes from soups and big salads to main courses and desserts, as well as some of the most popular recipes here on my channel, such as the perfectly cooked non-stick rice or the tabbouleh-style bulgur and mixed bean salad. Not forgetting a new version of the delicious tofu chocolate mousse. So, if you'd like to have a look at my book and try some of the recipes, just visit any Amazon marketplace and order a copy, which is available in hardcover, paperback, or digital formats. Hope you enjoyed the book, have fun cooking, and see you next time.
Are you interested in learning compositing? My Nuke course is currently 50% off. Join today to have access to 150 pre-recorded classes, 50 hours of training, using real production assets covering industry standard techniques with over 200 gigs of showreel material and access to a private Discord channel with over 2,300 students. This course is endorsed by Foundry and has access to a Foundry student license paid separately. Join today at hugosdesk.myshopify.com.
Befores and Afters magazine is the monthly print mag from VFX journalist Ian Fales. Go in-depth on key visual effects topics with major VFX supervisors, artists and studios. Each issue covers a different area like creature animation, miniatures, on-set VFX and VFX tools. Find your copy at beforesandafters.com/magazine.
Okay, I am back. Cool. Thank you so much, everyone, to still be here, and much appreciated. And we're going to do the last showreel for today. So, as I told you from the very beginning, I had 12 today, which was going to be way too much. So, don't worry. It's not a problem. So, we'll continue next week. Don't forget that we are going to do this every week until FMX. So that means that next week, next Tuesday, we will still do the showreel review. So we'll do a showreel review next week on the 7th of April, and then we'll do one on the 14th, and then we'll do one on 21st, and then we'll do one on 28th, and that is it. Then it finishes because then I go to FMX. So we'll still have 4 four showreel reviews to do. I'm hoping that I can get all these 12 done by then. So, so now I have Gonzalo Gomez. That's the showreel I'm going to do next. That's they uploaded it on the 20th of March. Is here. She's going to ask if they are here. If they are here, they can join me. If they are not here, I will just do it by myself. So in the meantime, let's just watch this showreel. So I've posted the name there. That's the next showreel we're going to do. So I'm going to just show it on the big screen with the audio and everything. And then it's only 48 seconds long. So let's hear the showreel first. And then let's talk about it. That is some rave party right there. Let's just watch that again. That is amazing. That music is so... some rave stuff right there. Dave, it's a rave. It's like a party. Yeah, it's a exactly, Mike. You're absolutely right. This is a typical PlayStation 1 demo disc, isn't it? It's like I'm playing Wipeout all the way. It is definitely Wipeout style. So yeah, so is Gonzalo here? I don't think they are, otherwise they would have told me already. So if they're not here, I'll just do the showreel by myself. So let's the party started. Yeah, let's the party kick in. Definitely Gonzalo Gomez here is partying on. Never worry about the music, like no one listens to the music anyway when they are watching showreels. Okay, so let's get on with this thing, shall we? And then we do giveaways and then we get the hell out of here. Okay, so first off we have the... So let's see. Let's see here. First off, the screen. It's really black, so it's really hard to tell. But I think it's really hard to tell exactly where you comped. You remove the brand, Samsung. Not sure why. But it's shaking. I can see that the track is not completely attached. So you can kind of see it from the bottom here, from the line. So if I zoom in here, you'll see exactly what I mean. So notice how... I zoomed in too much. You need to still see the screen. Maybe the corner will be a better way to view it. So if I play that back, you're not staying on the screen enough for me to notice that. Yeah, it is shaking ever so slightly. So you need to look into the tracking and just stabilize it a bit better. And also, like, I also think it doesn't really look like a TV screen. TV screens usually are brighter than this, and they usually, the highlights, like this highlight would be brighter, that highlight would be brighter, so it's missing some glow from a screen. So it looks just like a poster. It looks, and also like it's not defocused enough. So if you look at the original footage that you have here, look at how defocused the Samsung logo is. So that means the footage on the screen would be as defocused as that Samsung. So that would be one problem. The other thing is that the next shot is the same thing. You have some slide. You can clearly see, if you go frame by frame, notice how the distance between the edges here keeps changing progressively frame by frame. So it shouldn't really do that. It should always be the same distance of the bevel. And also, the other thing as well is the phone is extremely defocused. You see the corner there, the bottom, it's really defocused. You need to bring in some of the focusing coming into the screen. And again, the screen, this is a very strange way of showing an image on the screen. It's very uncommon that someone would have a full screen image on the screen of the phone without any interface, without maybe the clock, the hours. No one would ever see a photo in full screen. Even if you look at a photo full screen, because you had to zoom in, because this looks like a crop, you most likely would see black bars. You would see the interface of the phone. So it makes it a bit strange. And if you look at this here, for example, also this is the level of brightness that your screen should have. So that means that this brighter area should be brighter. And notice you have the perfect match for the depth of field. You see how defocused those crosses are? When you look at your comp, they are not as defocused as that. If you look at how much defocusing is happening on that cross, and then how sharp you've made the image. So there's a couple of things that you need to look into that. So you need to like fix those things. So then we have this shot here. So it's really strange. Like, is the background a projection or something? It is really strange that it looks to me like you have a projector running on the floor, on the wall, and then you comp the person in. The problem you have here is the black levels. You see the black level of the jacket of the person is not matching the black levels of the shot. And also, she has a huge flash on her face. And so she has this strong light source, which is not matching the light source of the footage you've picked. So I would advise you to pick another piece of footage, something else. Needs to be something most likely at nighttime, and that requires a flash of light facing the camera. Now, it is a bit strange that you're flashing the light on the front. So she's taking a photo of the light, I guess, because you have a flash, and so she's taking a photo of that flash, which is a bit strange. By the way, I have to say, this camera is amazing. My wife used to have one of these cameras, the Q1000 Pentax. It's a beautiful 35 millimeter camera. So yeah, so I think there's a couple of things to consider here. I think the background is completely wrong for this comp that you're trying to create, and that really doesn't help, your comp. The black levels are off as well. The light direction is off. So I would completely advise you to get something else, to get a completely different background to comp in here, because it's not going to work with this background. So let's keep going. So I'm not even going to comment anymore, but I see that you actually put in you put in the brightness. It's not that bright, so you've actually made it even brighter. I think you don't have to do that. You can keep it as it is. It's more natural. It's very soft, so it has to be an interior shot. It has to be something without a direct light source, so you need to like consider that. I think you brightened the girl too much, and the background is not matching in terms of black points, and the direction is all wrong, and also the perspective is wrong as well. That's why it looks like a projection. It looks like you have a projector going on the back, because the size, the scale is wrong. Look at this person. This person is so close, but he's so tiny, and then she's so big. So there's all sorts of problems here that you need to solve. And okay, this shot here. Let's see here. So you did the, it's missing, it's really, really low quality footage, but you did a good job with the cleanup. You removed, let's see here, the original is, so that's the final shot, and then that's the graffiti. I do think you did a good job with removing the graffiti, and also removing the paint. I think it's well made, and it's a really tough shot because it really shakes a lot. So it's one of your best shots. So well done. And then this one here, you also. Oh, I'm confused now. So did you put a new graffiti or did you took out the other one? I'm so confused now. So okay, we don't really know. It doesn't really say. So I'm assuming one of them is the one that we need to clean up. Maybe I'm assuming this is the new one and this is the original. I'm saying that because this looks more realistic than the other one. But I do think you did a good job. A good job enough for me to not even understand which one is which. So I think you did a good job. The tracking is also good. So the shots are getting better on the showreel for sure. So that's nice. And then this one here, it is... Okay, so what's happening here? Let's see if I can understand. Okay, so if that's a window in an environment, it is very dark. It looks like a paper environment. It looks like a poster. So you need to be careful because if it's outside, it would be so much brighter and you would have light coming in. And there's no light coming in from the green screen, so there's no light source in here. So it makes it very fake. I think you should consider another type of background. And also, what exactly is happening? Because what is she running away from? Is it supposed to be menacing? Because nothing is happening. So it is a very strange shot, I would say that, in that case. But yeah, I think this showreel needs a lot of work. Needs a lot of work. You need to like tweak a lot of things. I think it's getting there, but it requires a lot of work. And feel free to contact me or to send the showreel again, or reach out to me because if you want to say something or if you want to, because I do think you have a lot of work still in front of you to make this showreel work. So consider that. But yeah, I think that's it. And with that in mind, I think we did 3. I'm happy with that. And we'll be back next week again with more showreels. But before we go, we're going to have to hear this music again, don't we? Let's do it. Let's go for it. Because it's really worth listening to it. Man, you just made my day. I feel like this is definitely a Wipeout song. It is awesome. Welcome to the party, my friend. Yeah, thank you so much for brighten my day, Gonzalo Gomez. You definitely made a smile to my face when listening to such a retro disc song. Thank you so much. But yeah, like I said, your showreel is good. It's in a good place, but there's a lot of things you need to improve and a lot of things you need to like really go for to try to make it just that extra thing. And I'm very happy for you to contact me. I can give you some more tips. I think you got enough of tips by watching this thing here, but yeah, don't be shy, and I hope you don't take the you don't take the feedback in the wrong way, I think you did a great job. I just think you need to like take it to the next level. That would be what I would say to you. So cool. Okay, we've been running for almost 3 hours, so it's time to go. I'm gonna do the giveaways. As I promised, we are gonna do one extra giveaway because I did a goal with 5 super chats, and if we got 5 super chats, we would do 2 the giveaways instead of 1. So we're doing 2 today. So I'm just gonna go and draw the winners from Gleam. So let's just do that real quick and just see who won the giveaway. So who the giveaway would be to. Okay, so first winner of the Nuke course is. Need to remove their email because I'm sure they don't want me to share their email. Okay, so winner of the first one. It's that's a great name. Hyper Tushi. Hyper Tushi? That's awesome. That is awesome. That is a great name. Congratulations, Hyper Tushi, for winning the Nuke course. Congratulations. You are now one student of my Nuke course. That is an awesome name. Look at that. Okay. And again, like I said last time, I've stopped doing this thing of trying to see if people are here because it doesn't lead anywhere. Last time, I think a few times I had to roll the dice like 5 times or 6 times. I mean, I'm not going to do that anymore. It's a waste of time. And then I get people contacting me saying, "Oh, I should have won. I was there. I wasn't there." And they are pissed at me because I didn't give them the winning. So I'm just going to do it anyway and give the course. And even if they're not here, I'll just do it anyway because people get really annoyed that they won, but I took it away, and I'm not going to go through that again. So people get annoyed at everything, don't they? They get annoyed at everything. Oh, wait a minute. Something happened here. I lost my keyboard. That's great. That's nice. Oh, okay. Now it's back. So I know, but I'm not gonna do that. People should be here. Yeah, I know, Yoshi. Maybe they should, but they're not, and I can't force them. And people get upset with me later, and I just don't have the patience to go through that again. So, the second winner is Dylan Searly 03. Dylan Searly. So basically, Hypertushi, which is from India, so they won the course. And then we have Dylan Searly 03 from the United Kingdom. So congratulations, Dylan. Congratulations, Hyper. That's a great name. Congratulations for winning the course. As always, my course is always available there for anyone that wants to go for it. It's 75% off right now. Feel free to join. There's 3,000 students there. I'm always there helping as much as I can. And yeah, and don't forget, it is next week. We're back. We're back next week, so on the 7th of April. And then we're going to continue for another 4 weeks. So every week on Tuesday, same time, 4 o'clock, we'll be here for the Showreel reviews. Can't thank enough to BenQ for sponsoring this stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donations. It was lovely to get the donations from Odyssey VFX and also from Mikael. Thank you so much for donating to the stream. You are so kind. And also, I would like to thank my Patreons. Thank you so much to my Patreons, my production level Patreon. If you want to support the channel, you can also become a Patreon of the channel, And so basically, thank you so much to Adrian, Ben, Daniel, Fedor, Hiroshi, Kazun, Bertie, Peter, and Thomas. Thank you so much for supporting my channel at the production level. Thank you so much. You are my biggest supporters of my channel. Without you, I would never be able to do this. And in fact, I think you guys probably saw this, that I have shared on Patreon what is my next video, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. I think you're gonna love it. And also, like, I need to also share shout out to all my other Patreons. So I'm not gonna name them all because it's way too many for me to name, but just big shout out to them, to all my Patreons. They are amazing. They really help to make the channel as it is today. And yeah, I just wanted to really quickly mention that it's because of the Patreons that I can still do these videos. And here's the next video I'm making. Look at this beautiful thing. I'm making a video about the Silicon Graphic 02, and this is the whole entire setup. It is currently in my living room. So I have the Silicon Graphic 02, the actual Silicon Graphic CRT, and a CRT video out. And I'm basically going through and compositing a shot on Media Illusion. So I'm actually comping a shot in Media Illusion to show you all. And I can't wait to show you this. I'm going to also capture some video weight footage into the Silicon Graphic and then output it to video as well. Yeah, this is my new rig, yes. This is a Silicon Graphic, which also has a live feed. You can this is Premiere 4.3, for example. Just some frames of the video that I'm preparing for everyone to watch. And then you can do live videos, feeds, and everything. And it has SDI in, SDI out as well. Yeah, and there's another video coming through as well, which is with the Power Mac Cube that I just bought on eBay, a brand new MacBook setup. So a lot of things coming through just because of my Patreons. Thank you so much for the support, and my members as well on YouTube. Can't thank you enough. That is Premiere 4.3, yes. It is. I can't wait to show you all that video. It's almost done. It is a massive video I'm making because I'm compositing on Media Illusion, which is a compositing tool, node-based compositing tool from the 90s, before Nuke and before Shake. And then I'm editing in Premiere 4, and then I'm also comping on Alias Composer as well. And I have Softimage running on the shot on the Silicon Graphic as well. And I have Matador, which is a painting tool as well. So that machine is amazing. It's a machine from 96. It's 30 years old. So can't wait to show you this. So I'll see you all later. Thank you so much. At least my voice is not out of sync this time, so which is good. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much to all the 300 people watching on YouTube. I also had about 100 people watching on Twitch this time. Amazing. This is amazing. Can't thank you all enough for this amazing, for being so kind, and the donations, and for buying the course. And yeah, so how many? I'm just going to double check. Yeah. So I had a total people. Yeah, so in total we had 350 people watching today. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you all next week. Remember, every week we come back with the Showreel reviews. Ta-da! Oh yeah, Video Toaster and Amiga is next. I have that as well, my friend Mikael. I have an Amiga 2000 with a Video Toaster up and running, and it's going to be the video I'm going to do after this Silicon Graphic video. So the Amiga Toaster, amazing video. I'll see you all later, my friends. Have a great day. See you all later. Bye-bye for now. Bye, 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 bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.